Oh, hello everybody. So, this is going to be a fun video. So, I've got some news and a new what if. So, yeah, I can't really get in the mood for doing the other what ifs at the moment. But I'm going to be doing a quick what if because I was just reading a manga that involved shadows, and I had this on my mind for a long time, but I never really did anything with it, so I kind of just left it there. And yeah, so this is gonna be like, someone asked, like, can you do what if Deku had an overpowered quirk? Well, this is gonna be what he is. He's gonna have an overpowered quirk, and it's gonna involve shadows. I'm gonna be stealing a bit from a certain manga. Let me just go to the manga. Yeah, I got it from this manga. You can see it right here. It's great manga. Suggest you read it. Yeah, so I kind of got it from this manga. I think it's that manga, right? I believe it is. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I kind of got some of the ideas from this one and some from the game Origami, as you can tell by the outfit. So, how this is going to work is simple. Deku isn't going to be dead, but he is going to have a type of mutation quirk. And what that mutation quirk is, he's going to have the cloak. He's going to have this kind of cloak, and he's going to be born with it. Yeah. So, kind of how do I put this? He can put it up as a hood. It doesn't like look like skin. It's just mostly like it's a part of him. Like it's almost like embedded in his skin, and you can't really take this off. And I'd say that it's really interesting because, well, not better yet, I'll say this. I'll say that he has a tattoo like that on his back. That's what it is. Screw it. We're doing that. He's got a tattoo on his back and it looks like that. And I would say that Inko would notice that whenever he's in darkness, it would lighten up. And whenever he was in the light, it would darken. So everybody thinks it's like some kind of glow-in-the-dark quirk. But no, it's going to be involving shadows. And how Deku finds this out is, I'm going to say that Deku, he's playing hide and seek. And I would say no one finds him. But he's hiding in plain sight. He is literally just under a tree. That's it. And people have walked past him, they don't see him. And he's holding in the snickering, he's holding it all in. Everybody hears him, but they don't see him, really. And I'd say Kanchan, he's using his explosives to kind of like find Deku, and he blows up across some of the shadows, and Deku just jumps out of the way, getting into cover for somewhere else, because they're like, oh, okay, we found you, but like, what just went down? We don't know what's going on. Everybody's starting to get a little weirded out by this. So I think that teachers would notice this, and they thought it was bullying at first, but when they came over and they found out that, oh crap, he was just playing hide and seek, and he's got some kind of invisibility quirk. So they kind of like go to the quirk, Deku goes to the quirk doctor, etc. And what they find out is that he is able to hide in shadows like a complete ninja. And I'm going to say that Deku, after he's been like in the shadows, he's going to start like enjoying to be in the shadows. So he just lives in the kind of a dark room. Because they always thought like the glowing of the back was bad, so they just put him in brightness. I'd say that when he's in the darkness, he has these dreams when he sleeps. He has dreams of doing things that he never has done before. And the reason why he's able to do this is because, well, the reason why he's able to see all this is because I'm going to say that Origami, the guy that, you know, we all know and love about that whole game, it was so cool. I'm going to say that his like energy, his spirit energy, whatever you want to say, I'm gonna say that that's kind of like, that was considered like one of the first quirks. Like every quirk is considered to be of one of the elements, and it kind of makes sense because telekinetics is like manipulation of space and time. So yeah, it's kind of like magic, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a magic series, so no more John Constantine what-ifs, because I'm also going to cancel that for period. Dr. Fate one, yeah, I might put that on hold for a bit. Sorry, guys. But I'm going to be doing some interesting stuff. because I'm gonna make Deku the most powerful quirkless motherfucker on the planet. So yeah, let's get to the fun part. And now I'm in my comfy chair. Alright, so what's gonna go on with Deku is gonna be awesome. Because of one reason. Deku, I'm gonna say that he does all these kind of cool things now when he's hiding and when he's sneaking around in the class, or just just being him, really. And I'd say people are noticing that he's just teleporting through the shadows. He's kind of creating his own shadow, like a shadow just moves almost. It's kind of weird. And I'm gonna say that I'd say this as well. Deku has no shadow. So that's interesting. Deku has no shadow. So that's like a really interesting thing to look at. And I'm going to say that, let's see here. I'm going to say for around when the Deku's kind of like training, I would say, because I think he would want to learn martial arts or something, because all he can do is sneak around, and this isn't really hero-like, it's more villain-like, but he wants to train and become strong. So he does, and I'd say he trains in ninjutsu. Now, if you don't know ninjutsu, it is a type of, well, it's like almost like use their strength against someone, but kind of hard to explain. It's like use the environment around you against someone. And I'd say that people in like ninjutsu classes and all that, they look at Deku and they're like, this guy can manipulate shadows. That's cool. And I'm going to say that people, there's like people there with puppeteering stuff. It's kind of like Naruto, so there's a lot of people with those kind of powers and bug powers, and yeah. So, yeah. Deku, seeing how I have to make him pretty much like origami, I'm going to say that he is going to be able to, he's going to be able to use, what is it? I'd say he's be proficient in kunais and shurikens. Yeah, we're making him a ninja. And I'm going to say that Deku, around at 10 years old, because 10, he's walking home. And I'd say this is different than any other whole What If I've done, because when he walks home this day, it's going to be involving All Might and All For One. I don't know where their fight took place, but I'm just going to say Deku was in the area. And what ends up happening is this. Deku sees All Might and All For One. And he goes over, sneaking around, and he sees All For One pretty much on top of All Might, who is going to get this is basically where he gets stabbed in the gut or something. I don't really know what happened. Like, we don't know if he gets stabbed in the gut or if he got, like, punched really hard. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, it looks like a stab wound, but I could be wrong. So what ends up happening is this. Deku, I would say that he wants to protect All Might, and he doesn't really have anything he could throw. And so he's thinking of ways how he could make something. He's thinking of something he could do. And I think he would remember, like, in one of his dreams, he was able to make stuff. Like, he was able to create animals, create all kinds of stuff using the shadow. And I would say it's like kind of like he can absorb shadows into his own energy and kind of use that against people. Now, if you ask me, that's completely overpowered. Because name a world without shadow. You can't, because there's always going to be a shadow. So, Deku, what he does is he pretty much makes a kunai, a black kunai, that blends into the shadows to the normal, like, naked eye. But to Deku, it just looks like a regular kunai, just pure black. And he throws it, and it's like way faster, it's strong. This, like, the kunais he's made are like tough enough to cut through diamonds. Like, that's how strong we're making it here, because it's like straight up pure darkness. Itchy nose. So yeah. Now, as for what we're going to do with Deku now, well, seeing how All For One got hit, I would say All Might doesn't get injured, because I want to make it that All Might doesn't get injured, so we don't have to give anyone All For One. No, it's not All For One. One for all. No one gets one for all. I don't like One for All that much. Like, come on, let's be honest. One for All increases your physical body, and I don't really like how All Might, like, he's, like, look how long he's had it. He's not had it that long. And let's be honest, I don't think anyone can use 100% just like that. If you've seen the theory about how he can still, like, he's got a quirk, like some kind of secret quirk, I believe in that. So, yeah. Now, what's going to happen with what's going on with Deku? I'm going to say that Deku, he is going to, well, when he turns 15, when he says he wants to become a hero, no one really bothers him because he's beaten Kanchan when he tried to bully him. And I'd say that a lot of people tried to bully him, but no one could bully him because, one, he was too strong, two, he could do stuff you would not want to mess with. And one of those things was create a dragon out of shadows. Yeah. He can also create, I'm saying this straight from the manga, this is it's like shadow puppets, I think it was. Like, yeah, basically creates like a bird or a fox, which I recently learned how to do, which is kind of cool, actually, with shadows. And what ends up happening is that will come out, and it could fight by his side. Well, yeah, it would fight by his side. And whatever when like something like he's actually trained this, but whenever the shadow bites something or consumes something, it just disappears. No one knows where it goes. And I'd say Deku's quirk name for his quirk is called Shadow. No one knows what that means. Nada. Not a single person. Now, as for the guy that's got a bird head and a shadow twin, I'm going to take a guess that he can control that shadow, and that the bird, I can't remember the guy. Here, we'll look him up. We'll look him up together, all right? We'll look him up together. Class. I don't really remember. UA. I really don't remember. Class 1A. Alright, yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, the bird guy, you remember him? Where is he? There he is. Yeah, so the bird guy, you know what I'm all about. Please put in the comments what his name is, because I cannot remember. Who's Shinso? Okay. Alright, let's find out who everybody is. I don't know who everybody is. I honestly can't remember. I really can't. Okay, here we go. Fukumaki, or Tokiyami. Tokiyami, there we go. I'm going to be using that for a long time to remember names. Okay, Tokiyami. If that's his name, wait. This is I want to know real quick. Yeah, okay, yeah, it would be. Yeah, Tokiyami. I was thinking like maybe the names were above the name of people. Anyways. Yeah, Tokiyami. He is, his quirk of shadow, yeah, it's going to be controlled. Deku can control it. No, I think he would. Yeah, he would be able to manipulate it. So, I would say when it comes down to, like, you know, the UA exam, because no sludge villain, I'm not going to make that a thing, because Deku kind of teleports between shadows to get home. And All Might would have caught it by now, so there's that. And what happened to Deku when he threw that kunai? Nothing, because All Might did not know who threw it, nor does he care, because he kind of wants to, I would say Deku, like, would have wanted to go out, but he would think it's, like, too dangerous, stuff like that. But anyways, back to what's going on. So, will Deku, what's going to happen with Deku in the UA entrance exam? Simply this. Written exam, completely easy for him. I don't know what people would say as hard about it, but yeah, it's completely easy. And what's going to happen in the practical? Okay, so how do I put this? The practical, I'm just going to say this right here. It's going to be similar to the anime. And similar how, you may ask? Well, how do I put it? So you remember how Deku, he couldn't really fight any of them because he had one for all and he pretty much one punch that 0 pointer. It's gonna be like that, just Deku can't find any shadows he can hide in because there's so many explosions and so much stuff like that. So when Deku does find a shadow, it's a small shadow, and he kind of like sees Uraka in trouble. And I say he would trip because I say he would be nervous. And when he goes over there, he would oh, and by the way, I'm just gonna say this real quick. At 10, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that he does have a way of putting on a suit that is resembles him in a sense, like, is gonna be what he wears all the time when he's a hero, and it's basically created through the shadows. And that is basically this outfit, just the cloak isn't red, sadly, and it is green. That's basically the difference. That's pretty much the difference. But yeah, that's going to be the only difference. And, yeah. Will Deku be overpowered? Yes. Yes, he will. Because it is broken how overpowered he'll be. There's a way I could actually just edit this. Any day now. Any day now. How do I... Okay, really? Okay, saturation. What the hell? I've never seen some of these things. Okay, I like this. Okay, I'll probably check those out later. Anywho. So, Deku, what's he going to be doing? Well, he'll teleport to Araka through the shadows, and he'll see this gigantic 0-pointer. Now, seeing how it's going to crush her, he does something amazing. Something that's just pure out amazing. He creates a gigantic shadow dragon. Yeah. The shadow dragon comes up from the shadows and consumes the whole thing, dropping back down into the shadows. And I'd say that just leaves everybody like, what the fuck did I just witness? Pretty much everybody's like looking at like, what the fuck? And they're gonna see what they saw was a guy in a green. Well, I'd say when he does something like this, the cloak comes up automatically. This whole outfit does. And, yeah, it shows him kind of creating that. Everybody thinks, like, oh, crap, it's a villain. Run! Because he looks kind of villainous. But Deku helps out Araka and carries her to Recovery Girl. And I'd say a lot of people are like, what the hell? Who is he? And I'd say the shadows kind of just, like, it turns black. And then it just disperses from him. And he kind of just walks into the light and showing that he's just Deku. Everybody's like kind of surprised by this. Yes, Deku's going to be overpowered. I'm giving him a lot here, alright? I'm not watering him down like Lazy does. And plus, I was thinking of watering him down, but someone said they wanted an overpowered Deku. So here you go, man who wanted an overpowered Deku. And I bet a lot of people like an overpowered Deku. So there's that. The next Deku that I'm going to be having will probably be a magic user Deku, and then the other one will be an interesting Deku, because I'm going to be relying off of a bunch of fantasy mangas. I've been trying to find stuff that will work for it. But yeah. The reason why I haven't been posting is because I'm looking for new material. I'm looking for stuff that I can put up later and stuff that I can work with. Doom Guy will be coming out probably after all this. So yes, does Deku get accepted? Yes. What will happen as I was physical exam? You will see. Now have a good day and a good night. Peace out.